Gorky, 10 Bukinsky Street, apartment 3. I've got it. The address for our old apartment. My heart is racing, and now I know where to begin my search. Well, our boy's got the majority of his memory back. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to DayR Survival. I'm your host, the Birdman known as Falcon. Before we start off today, let's talk about an amazing achievement. I signed on just now, you know what the game told me? Congratulations, you got a free gas mask because you have signed on 5 days in a row. This is the first time I've ever signed on 5 days in a row. I normally just sign on when I'm going to record or grind. It's the first time I ever got that far. I normally always get like the 1 day reward always because I go a couple of days without signing on. I'm bringing this up because a bunch of people told me, Falcon, if you're looking to make the next vehicle, and so you guys remember I mentioned if I should go for this or this. A lot of people are saying just wait for the gas unless I really need some space to get the VAS. So we'll see how it goes. But people are also like, why don't you just get the free car you get from the reward system? And I was like, what are you talking about? I looked at the reward system. At the end of week 7, you get a black Volga. So what does that require? You have to sign on every single day for 7 weeks. I'm sorry to say, I just don't have the... It's not even effort or willpower. It's like, I know I'll forget. I always forget. So I brought this up because I got the 5-day reward for once, and I was like, this is the farthest I've ever gotten. People are asking for 7 weeks to get that free car. It's not gonna happen. That's just a dang gone truth right there. It's not gonna happen. What is gonna happen though is that we are back at the survivor base. We got news for Svlana. We took care of the wolf last time. We got the SVD weapon. A lot of you guys are telling me that this is like one of the best weapons in the game because it does a ton of damage and also has armor penetration. So hey, I'm glad I got it. So we're done with this. Let's go into Svlana and tell her the news, which is that apparently the CIA had a big hand in the DayR virus. It was it was an inside job that was initiated by the CIA, of course. A young girl was sitting on the little couch in the office when she saw me. She became embarrassed, thanked Svlana for something, and ran out. Svlana laughed and winked at me. It doesn't look like you ever laugh. Silly girl, so what's new? Hello again, Svlana. No need to be so formal. After all, we're like old friends now, aren't we? Well, I just called you by your name. It's not really being formal. It's not like I called you Dr. or Mrs. Svlana. Yeah, right. The thing is, why was that girl so scared of me? Svlana started laughing again. She was in a very good mood. Pay no attention. She's just out of sorts. It's her first. You mean like menstrual cycle, or it's probably menstrual cycle, right? You know, her first. You haven't worked it out? She's pregnant. Oh. Well, I don't know how old she was. You said a girl ran out. I thought it was a little girl. She's pregnant. Why don't you say young woman? That would have probably given it away. You said girl. I thought it was a freaking little girl having her first, menstrual cycle, which is really awkward for me to talk about. Moon cycles and stuff. This isn't just for joy for her. It's a joyous occasion for all of us. We survived an epidemic and nuclear war. Then we spent 50 years fighting against starvation. But there's an enemy even worse than hunger, and that's hopelessness. And do you know what? Today, that enemy hasn't won. The first baby in God knows how long. It means we have a future. That is true. I mean, you'd imagine you don't want to bring a child into a world like this, but at the same time, if you don't bring children, it's the end of civilization and humanity. Alright, I can see that you got something to tell me. Let's get to it. Did you learn something about something we discussed? Watching Svlana's focused but happy face, I faltered, not knowing how to begin. I mumbled something unintelligible. My voice was suddenly hoarse. Svlana handed me a glass of water. I swallowed it in one gulp and made up my mind. Tell her everything. When I finished, I noticed that Svlana was staring blankly at the wall behind me. I expected some kind of reaction, but not this. I moved my head, trying to draw her attention, but she didn't respond. A tense silence followed. Svlana? Svlana turned towards me. Her eyes were completely indifferent, but her hands were shaking. And why are you telling me all this? What do you mean, why? You're the one who wanted to know the truth. Yes, the truth. But what you're telling me is a disgusting lie from start to finish. I don't know who's behind it, but I hope it isn't you. But I don't intend to listen to any more. So is she in denial, or maybe it's been fabricated? Svlana, listen, I remember that your mother wrote to you about your father's heart attack. But maybe she just didn't want to. Leave, please. I have work to do. Your father... Svlana suddenly grabbed the front of my shirt. I jerked back. Enough! Don't say a word about my father. He was a wonderful person. He loved me. He loved my mother. He loved his country. He died of a heart attack. Got it? My mother wrote to me. A heart attack, you hear? A heart attack. Svetlana loosened her grip and began to sob, bitter, wretched sobs that made me ache deep in my chest. She was crying, and like an idiot, I just watched her, not knowing what to say. At one point, I even started silently berating myself that I hadn't come up with a convincing lie, instead of killing Svetlana with the truth. Svetlana calmed down a little after a while. She wiped her nose with a handkerchief and sat on the couch. I made to sit down beside her, but she held her hand up, asking me not to. I nodded and went towards the door. Svetlana had to rethink a lot of things now, and I couldn't help her with any of it. Wait. Thank you for uncovering the truth. I'm sorry for yelling at you. You're not at fault here. What you said? It's my pain and my problem, mine alone. Thank you again, and goodbye. Oh my god. 100,000? I got 100,000. Well, take me 100,000 gasoline. Do I got a lot of stuff for this? Ooh. I can't even carry all that gasoline, I'm pretty sure, because I've been doing a bunch of gasoline scavenging. So what I could do is like probably leave it somewhere around here, but I know for a fact we probably cannot carry all of that right now. Alright, so that was a lot of rewards still. We got a lot of good medicine items too for radiation, so I'm happy about that. Let's leave. And well, this is the first time I've searching for the truth's completed. So all we have now is photo album Way Back Home. And Way Back Home is, I don't even know where. Okay, so here it is. So as I was driving away, trying to, come to a conclusion where the hell we could go, we did trigger something. Way back home. Where I was going through the things, something scratched my palm. I shone a light into the bag and pulled out a wolf fang. Why am I carrying this crap with me? The fang was yellowed and smelled of mold, but it was still sharp. Is one of your memories again? I stand in the doorway to her apartment with a suitcase in my hand and a heavy backpack on my back. Galia holds out an old wolf fang talisman. I shake my head. It's better if you keep it. You know I don't believe in those things. Galia sighs sadly. Are you going to say goodbye to Sasha? She's still asleep. There's no point waking her. We talked over everything yesterday anyway. Are you coming back? I don't reply. I don't need to. She understands. It'll be better this way, I say, looking at the floor. Probably. I raise my head and see a tiny teardrop. I'd better go, I choke out, turning to the door. Can I kiss you goodbye? Yeah, you can. That was our last kiss. I go out into the hallway and shut the door behind me. I look at the plaque at the door, the apartment number framed in metal daisies. I won't see it again. I go down the stairs and out into Batkinsey Street and the fresh April sunshine. I feel like an electric shock. Gorky, 10 Bakinsky Street, apartment 3. I've got it. The address for our old apartment. My heart is racing, and now I know where to begin my search. Well, our boy's got the majority of his memory back. Now, where the hell was he going and why wasn't he coming back? I don't know that part, but... Alright, Gorky, huh? Well, at least now we have a place to go to. I was a little bit worried there. Quest. How far is this? Well, it's fairly far for a fact, but it is going in a direction we haven't gone to before. So we're gonna have to go through Moscow, through Vladimir, Putin, and all the way down through there. Alright, cool. I haven't been through these areas before, so we might want to start taking a little peek in here to see if there's any fuel at the very least. Everything else I feel like we're good on. Water, food, med supplies, tape and everything. Right now, we have a military camp though, which is always kind of good to check out because we can find guns that way. We have an ad, of course we do. And our Lotus at 96 is all that fuel that we got. But we'll pick you up and let's see what we got here. Okay, we got a commercial for Last Shelter Survival, which I've never played, but it looks like one of those games you kind of wait around and you click something, it'll build it, you gotta wait again and stuff like that. What was funny about this one though, I'm glad that it was funny. Literally every character was the same character. Like they showed like this little fort where like 70 dudes, and all 70 dudes look identical to each other. Like they were just clones of one another. It's like, don't you have like different NPCs to kind of mix it up? Especially for a video? All 70 guys were identical. It was terrifying. It was like, a fort of clones. And we got a gas mask for that. Cool. Alright. People are telling me to also take the alcohol. I'm not really sure why, but that's one of the new things I've been reading. Falcon, make sure you always pick up the alcohol. So I've been now picking up a bit more alcohol often. What am I getting for my Christmas? Oh, it's a bad Christmas. We got just nothing but books for me to read. I mean, who even reads in the year 2019? I mean, really, who does read? If you read, then good for you. You know what? I actually applaud you. And I say that because, like, I've gotten so accustomed now to getting, like, audiobooks. So even though I'm technically still, quote-unquote, reading a book, I'm not because I'm listening to it. But I found the joys of audiobooks. And it's so great because you lay down at night, you put that on in your pad or whatever, you go to sleep just listening to it. Of course, the problem is trying to remember where you left off or where you knocked out. But, yeah, it's, I don't know. I've enjoyed it. Which is kind of weird because I used to love reading as a kid. I mean, Goosebumps were really big when I was a child. So I used to, like, go to the library and, like, you know, check out, like, 10 to 20 books of Goosebumps or just similar type of books. A bunch of stuff by R.L. Stine. And you know what? As I started getting a little bit older, I went into the slightly more grotesque side. You know, you had the Goosebumps from R.L. Stine, which were, like, you know, scary stuff for kids, right? But then you had his, like, you know, slightly more mature line, which is for teenagers. I eventually got to that too. Although, when I think about it, considering the amount of time I have to spend online for work and stuff like that, I do plenty of reading a day. And I do waste plenty of time just reading dumb articles online. But I feel like that's the case with many people nowadays too. Like, I mean, everybody's consumption of internet is just so high these days anyway that, in a way, you could probably even argue that people read more now than they probably even did back when it was just mainly books, one could argue. Maybe, I don't know. I have no hard data to back that up, but it just wouldn't be surprising if people just read more nowadays because social media and everything around it. Alright, take this over here and get some more fuel that way. But I don't know, you guys tell me if you agree or not. And that is, yeah, I'm just throwing something out into the wind here. Alright, so what are we getting this time? Broken. This is where I got my most synth Nagant. People were like, where'd you get that from? I got it from one of those green crates. I was really surprised about it. What's funny though is that the moment I got it, like, literally, I don't know, like, afterwards, we got the SVD from that She-Wolf quest. So I got the most seen. I never really got to use it because now we got the SVD. Although I think it uses different ammo, so the SVD might use more harder to come by ammo, maybe. Let's see, 7.6254. No, it's the same one. Oh, yeah. So I got this, and then, like, you know, literally the next quest, got the SVD. Speaking of which, we do need a little bit of radiation here, so yeah, let's go through some of my vodka here. I have plenty of vodka. I can make some more room just chugging on this over here. And while we're at it, where is... I just love that cigarettes are put in the medicine tab. It's like, yeah, that's probably the last place I'd ever imagine you want to put that at, but... Okay, and let's really quickly go through one of my old spaghettis here to take care of some of this injury stuff that we got going on. Alright, I'm good. 71 HP, that's no problem. I always lay down outside if I'm worried about that. Man, we'll probably just skip this town, but the moment you see a military camp, you gotta go through it. Because you never know what type of weapons and bullets are gonna come through. And considering some of the things you guys have been warning about, like base camps when they come up pretty soon, like there's a couple of base camps you guys told me to keep an eye out, like when it comes to like bandit camps. That they're gonna be tough, but the rewards are definitely worth it. So, we're gonna need a bunch of ammo, I would imagine, right? That's pretty much it for you. Any more fuel through here? Yes. Alright. Take all that. Good. That's really about it. Any tape in here? Nah. Okay. Let me handle quick save. Now here's another question. How important are threads now? Like threads and rope? I say that because, like, you know, back before they did the entire overhaul of the equipment system, like, you used to use a lot of threads and, like, you know, rope to make thread, I guess, in order to make your equipment pieces, right? Because you had to make a piece for the head, you had to make the arm gear, the chest stuff, the boots, the pants, etc., etc. But now, since the armor sets are like one giant piece, how important are rope and thread now? Is it like less important than normal? I mean, I still imagine you still need them to, like, you know, eventually fix it, like when you have to take care of the wear and tear. I guess you do need it then, right? But it's just not as important as it used to be, correct? And I say that because I normally find myself now skipping a ton of different tailor shops because back then, like, I felt like you had to go through them because you always wanted threads to make your equipment, but now it's kind of like, you know, since they make it in one entire full set that you wear, it feels like the value of threads have drop significantly. How's everything looking over here? Pretty good? Yeah. You know, let's have one of these. Top yourself off that way. And make myself a little bit more tea. That's good. I like porridge. Get out of here. Anything else that I need? Oh, this is Vladimir. We're in Putin's town. Oh, Vladimir, of course, does have a gasoline station on it. Of course, I can't carry much anymore. I'm at 97% here. 20's gonna put me over the limit. Oh, yeah, 100 exactly. Well, there's gotta be something we could probably drop here or eat. Not hungry. Yeah, I know. You know what? Let's just drop. Drop a little bit of water here. We don't need to drop like maybe 5. Oh, just get me under. Get me to 99 at least, dude. You know what? We might want to have to make that next vehicle after all. Cause it's gonna take a while of leveling to get up to here still. And like what happened was I was good. I was perfectly fine. That reward of 100,000 fuel is what kind of put me in the situation now where it's kind of like, got no room now. Down to 99. Might want to skip fuel for a while here, at least until I burn through some of it. Okay, so how far are we from current location? Intact house. Gorky. 251. So all we really have to do is go down this road, go through Murom, Pavlovo, and then we're at Gorky. Alrighty, so there isn't much like to really inspect through here. So I could essentially just do a quick jump over to Gorky. Alright, so I was gonna jump straight towards Gorky, but on the way over to Murom here, I went through this police station, but I saw myself a little bit of a bandit camp over here, and I still want to level myself up and get more comfort with the fights here. So how about we do a little small fight before we jump over to Gorky here? I think I'm fairly ready to go. Should have saved as well. What is here? I mean, they really have nothing that I'm really interested in. I just want to do this just for the fight purpose alone. We got apparently 3 boys to deal with, and they got terrible equipment. Alright, so I do want to get rid of these last Molotovs I have, so I'll take those with me. Guess we could pop a shotty on them. We could also, I'm gonna use the SVD for later. I mean, this is not really important, and that could be really rare ammo eventually, so yeah, let's just go about it this way. Could use this. I got plenty of ammo for that. Let's see here. So who's this boy? That is boy number 1 with crossbow. Let's consider removing that armor first. So let's go to shelter. I don't think I could blast you from here, right? No, I have to get out of shelter to do that. Well, let's just cap you from back here then. Dude, you don't even have a concussion anymore. Why are you missing for? Well, that's all we can do unless I toss that Molotov, so just hold off. He didn't miss. So much for shelter. Alright, forget that. Let's come up close and personal. There we go. Get closer. All of you guys mesh together. I will Molotov that ass pretty soon. There we go. 2 boys now with armor. So now we move back to shelter. And I think we toss some mollies over here. Yo, give me that molly. Probably won't be enough to kill him, but that's fine. These are the last Molotovs that I had in my inventory. Oh, you barely survived. You lucky SOB. Well, the problem is I really don't want to use the shot, that to kill you. So I guess we'll probably... I'm gonna probably have to go shoddy for this dude. So, seems like a waste, like 5 bullets so this just for this dude's about to die. But this is the situation I put myself in here, so whatever. Keep moving forward. Can I shoot you from here? I gotta get around the wall first. What's up with the lack of movement here? Only make a move 1 at a time. Can I cap you now? Yes. And let's finish it out this way. There we go. Experience. Now people, you guys told me Falcons search the bodies. I always thought that when you kill the bandits they would initially drop whatever they had. And no, they don't. You can search the bodies. But normally they don't really have anything that's too great. Unless you know for a fact you're fighting with a guy who has a good weapon. Otherwise, they seem to just drop whatever they're using in combat, so it's not really exactly amazing. But I didn't really come here for loot. I just came here to kill these guys because apparently because I wanted to. I'm now a killer. I have a taste for blood now. We're at 100, so we can't really carry much anyway, so it's fine. We got a little bit of experience though, so let's head on over to Pavlovo and then Gorky. Alrighty, nothing of interest in Pavlovo. No bandit camps or anything, so Gorky it is. And this will be part of our quest here. Where exactly in Gorky, we'll find out. Let's zoom on in over here. There is a military camp as well. But this is apparently where we used to live. Do a save. Alright. Get out of here. So, where exactly am I looking at? That is where I used to live, huh? I got a warehouse. Got a university of some kind. Construction site. Okay. So there's fairly a couple of buildings I might want to check out here, but of course we'll check that out off camera. Right now, let's see if there's anything of value over here. Looking at building number 10 on Belinsky Street, a storm of feelings rose up inside of me. The building had escaped the bombing virtually unscathed. The broken windows and the layer of garbage on the path to the door were only signs of the catastrophe that had taken place here. And the quiet, the half-light, everything else was just as it had appeared in my last memory. I stood in front of the door to our apartment. I could help pressing the doorbell. For a second, I even thought I heard footsteps approaching on the other side, but no. I grasped the door handle and the door opened with a gentle creak. What I saw made me clench my fists in anger. The apartment, our apartment, had been ransacked. Yeah, I mean, that's what's gonna happen, right? We have an all doll is required. So, oh, there it is. Search through. Am I gonna be attacked here suddenly? No. Odo. Looters had been here. All of our things had been pulled out of the dressers and closets. The kitchen was covered in food scraps and jars with tiny amounts of jam left in them. The bedroom floor was strewn with the fragments of our old tea service. The pillows had been ripped open and the bookcase cleaned out. There were hardly any books left on it. What remained was a large tin basin filled with ashes. Cigarette butts and empty bottles lay around it. In Sasha's old room, her bed was still there. I automatically slipped my hand beneath the pillow and pulled out a rag doll. The one her mother had made her. Sasha used to hide her doll there, away from the boogeyman. Where are they? Where are Galia and Sasha? Did they survive the epidemic? If one of them got sick, there might be a record of it in the local hospital. I need to go there. Okay. Well, we are going to continue going through at least the city here for now. How are we doing in weight? 98. That's fine. It'll keep going down as we burn through fuel anyway, so not too big of a concern. Let's jump over there for now. I'm going to keep my equipment on just in case it's like a random fight. It feels like normally with these quests there's something that happens, so you stay on for now. And everything else is fine. Radiation, we're good? Yeah, we're fine. As I made my way back to the hospital, I thought about my wife and daughter. No matter how slim my chances of seeing them again, I forced myself to believe that one day we would be reunited. But what will I say to them? If they are alive, Sasha's not a child already, and Gaia might be with another man. What will I do if she is? At least I will have the strength to live. All I want to know is if they're alive. I force myself to hope, over and over again. If I lose hope, I lose my reason for living. So we gotta find a list of patients. 12 of them? Oh, we're getting 4 at a time though. I found a folder containing a list of the dead in the desk drawer in the hospital chief's office. The lists were compiled until it became obvious that the disease would take everyone eventually. I better read through them. Quest. Are you going to, are you adding to my list over here or what? No, there you go. Okay. A lot of names and surnames. Every Galia or Sasha makes my heart palpitate, but it's not them. I have to read on. Okay. So all we're doing is just going through this entire list here. I was like, is there something going to pop up eventually? It's like 4 at a time. Radiation's at 21. Gotta be careful with that. 8 pages, there's a lot of Jane Doe, but I hope Gaia would have prepared all the documents required for hospitalization. She also signed all the labels on Sasha's clothes in her typical, scrupulous fashion. Now, we gotta do a bit more. So, hold on momentarily, let's see about just dropping the old vodka here. I mean, hey, we're looking for records of our wives or our missing family. I think a little bit of vodka is definitely the perfect type of drink companion for the situation here. While we're at it, though, let's see if we're getting a little bit tired. That's fine. Drop the HP. No problems. We'll go outside and sleep. What's the right inventory quest? 4 more view. Okay, this one should do it. I read for several hours. The list is over, but I'm sitting here in a stupor. My head aches, but it's probably all the drinking we were doing, huh? But I don't know where to go. I need more memories. I should go for a walk around the town. That will spark a memory. Destination Cafe. So we found possibly no records of them in the hospital, unfortunately. But cafe. Well, let's take a little stroll through our town. Oh, there's more gasoline here. Jeez Louise. I went from like being in a situation where I couldn't find gasoline to now having all the gasoline in the world. No? Cafe? There we go. Staring at the smashed windows of the old cafe, I turned my attention inwards. Something prickled at the back of my mind, but I couldn't bring it to the surface. Suddenly I recalled an argument. A loud, nasty argument with Marina, Galya's older sister. We had never got on well, but on this occasion Marina had tried to pick at me in front of Sasha. I said something harsh to Marina in response, grabbed Sasha's hand angrily, got up from the table and went home. I was raging inside. It doesn't matter, I reassured myself. You just have to put up with her for one more day. Then tomorrow, that idiot Marina will be going home to Perm. Perm! Marina's apartment is in Perm. Galya and Sasha could have gone there. Alright. Well, that's a mighty long travel. I mean, it's long, sure, but it's not like impossibly long. But yeah, it's still not something we'll probably get to today in this video. But we have a destination, and we are going further and further down. Okay. So at this point, it's a matter of traveling. And I do need to... Well, I mean, I need a loot, but at the same time at 97... I don't know, I think I might have to make this. I mean, I got the supplies for it when you think about it. I do have all the rubber parts. I got 24. We need 15. I need 15 for the gas afterwards as well. I mean, maybe I could get by and just burn through. The problem is I don't want to leave so much fuel behind as I travel further and further south. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to probably come back even. Yeah, I could just leave it for later when I come back through. I imagine we'll probably have to come back through for something, and if there's fuel around, it could be useful with a pinch if I'm out by the time I come back through. I guess it's an argument you can make. I just don't feel like making this car. It just feels like I should just level up mechanics to it and go for that one instead, you know? Especially because the capacity is a ton, 720. I mean, it'll be basically twice as much as we carry right now. Yeah, well, either way, we're out of time, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here for this one. I'm going to start making my way down towards our next part of our quest here. If anything happens of interest, I will stop and record it and show it off. Otherwise, I think more than likely we'll start off next episode right near Perm, and next part of our quest. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Any sort of tips you want to leave behind, let me know. I will catch you next time.